Alright, we back in action. I'm gonna get back to where I left off at, but start a little fresh for y'all niggas. Man, this fucking light is throwing me off, man. There we go. That thing. So yeah, this shit is rolling out pretty interesting, man. First and foremost, let me give a shout out, man. Shout out to I want to give a shout out to my boy Steve Coakley, man. That nigga there, man. Them guys put in a lot of work, man. He made the transition or whatnot. I'm not sure when, but I think it was, I don't know if it was since I've been home or what, but you know, just like Bobby, and it ain't the only ones. Really everybody that's playing a part in a conscious movement or whatever, that's doing it from a pure heart state or whatever, or that's really dedicated or whatever. But I gotta give a shout out to all the ancestors, man. And not just the ancestors. I won't say ancestors because you automatically think people who made the transition or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All the OGs, man, that came before me, putting all this information down, man, because this is some really important shit, whether you know it or not. All that work, man. Dr. Ben, John Henry Clark, Ivan Van Sertima, Chancellor Williams. So I don't like to get the name and name. You start, you know, you forget people and shit. But I had to bring him out because I've been meaning to do it, but the level of dedication this man had to the movement, man, or to the that's the other thing. I'm gonna have to. Well, we'll get into that, but the level the dedication he put towards gathering and providing information, man. Gotta salute that, man. I don't know what happened or what he transitioned from, man. You know, I just get so caught. I just really be more so on the work, his work, so much caught up in his work that I never really got the details on how he passed on. But I think he passed in the house. I remember seeing him on the breathing machine, if I'm not mistaken. And I gotta find out what that was about. But yeah, man. You know, I gotta shout him out. And that's why I was trying. I don't know if I brought this up in the last video, but when I was talking about the Thanksgiving spirit or whatever you want to call it. Like I say, man, I know you have to. What I be trying to get people to understand about, like even like Thanksgiving or whatever, you can't let what negative aspect of it or what white people came and did, because we was already doing that before them. So you have to look past that. Like some people say, "Oh, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving because of what the white people did to the Native Americans or niggas," because that's all that is anyway. Native Americans, niggas, same thing. But we were doing that before them. They got that from us. So you can't keep saying that shit. You can't keep saying, "I'm not celebrating that." Well, you can say it before you want. You can do what you want. The people you don't want to celebrate it. I'm not here. I'm not the holiday police. But what I am saying is, I'm trying to free your mind from oppression. Cause that's still you letting some shit they did keep you from understanding your own shit. But I brought out up to say I was watching a video from Steve Coker the other day, man, and that was the day I was like, you know, I was kind of feeling grateful. And one of the things I was feeling grateful for is for all the ancestors that came, or the OGs that came before me, that I studied and put a nigga on, whatever. Because all this shit works hand in hand. And once you understand the depths of the oppression we went through, and we not, first and foremost, that shit was major. So this is not we gonna dwell on some shit all the time, but we not gonna sweep it under the rug. Cause see, when you get into that mentality of, oh man, I don't think about what happened to us, so you start to. That's what they want you to do. That'll rock you to sleep. It's not about moping over what happened or whining. You have to still study what happened, for one, so it don't happen again. Two, to understand the ramifications of what happened. So, although it's not a thing of we just sitting here want to just complain about some shit, it's like, nah, shit has to be spoke about. Because the state, the psychological state they put us in, then it didn't take them up. It took them longer than overnight to do it to us. So it's gonna take longer than that. It's not longer. It's gonna take nothing happens overnight. It's gonna take time to, because we are undergoing a renovation of this place. Whether you want to believe it or not, I'm seeing this shit all. Well, I know personally because I'm a major factor in this shit. There's just not. I ain't gonna keep sitting there pussyfooting around with you. I ain't never pussyfoot around with you, but I be trying to not be too. Fuck all that. Not trying to be, or that trying to be humble shit. I'm humble, but that will be clear. I am who I say I am. So, I might not walk around with this mentality of feel like you gotta kiss my ass or some shit like that, but I am who the fuck I say I am. I ain't just some nigga that I say, you should know that by now. So how we gonna deal with this? Keep that in mind when we deal with it, or whatever, or however. Well, I'm talking about me personally. I ain't talking to nobody in particular. I'm just saying your orientation towards me, or whatever. However if you choose to pay attention to me, you need to know this shit and understand that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't I'm trying to belittle nobody, but real is real. Yeah, man. That's why. You niggas gotta get up to speed or start thinking in a different. Gotta get. That's what I was telling y'all about in the TJL video, which I'm glad I'm getting to that too. But that's what I was trying to tell y'all niggas. Next, you gonna have to not be so rigid in your thinking, because it's a lot of shit that we think is. You think is the good, right way or wrong, whatever you want to, you think is kosher or whatever you want to call this shit. And there's a lot of shit that, niggas gonna have to realize it's not what they thought it was. So you gonna have to unlock your mind from a lot of bullshit we've been going for. And this is, we still screwed up clip. We still on that, But I just want to, speak on that. And I say all that because, like I say, these guys put in a lot of, people put their life on the line. Put a whole lot of hours working in and shit to lay the foundation, all in commission of freeing black people. And really we the main focus, but but really just being a bit. That's what really freeing black people because it's our struggle. But we are a benefactor to the world once we uh, get our right state of mind or whatever. On a more collective level, you know. Now, like I said, well, cause damn, let me not say that because that's gonna take me somewhere else. But I need to say that soon, so I just write that shit down. I was gonna say something about Demolition Man. That. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, man, I just want to shout him out, man. But I was saying that because when I saw him the other day on that video, it had. Even though I was in this bitch, you know, just chill, it had me feeling like I was. It felt like the holidays. Yeah, I don't know something about the shit the nigga had on. It was like some. It was kind of like Bill Cosby, but not. I don't know. It was so about the way the nigga was dressed. You know, he OG so shit. Like, I don't know. It just felt like a nigga uncle was in the crib with him and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, some shit like that. You did. So, shout out to Steve Coakley, man. That nigga was about that work, man. No bullshit. Feet on the ground, boots to the ground. You know, and all they work made it easier for us. You know, me in particular, to made it easier for me to come do what I do. A lot of field work them niggas did. Was ultimate, man. And people are just really not consciousness, just for lack of a better way of putting it, you know, it's getting a little shine now, whatever, you want to call it that or whatever. But so it's a lot of more people waking up. And a lot of them may be, you know, dealing with, you know, listening to, you know, people like me and all the other guys that's fresh on the scene now, whatever. And especially babies with this computer age thing, with this internet shit, you know, they can, a lot of them, you know, you know, they might not get the, you know, by those names being the OGs, they don't probably, you know, they don't hear them as much. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, they may not understand. I don't think I understand, but I don't know. I guess I'll say when I find a better way to put it. But I'm just trying. Basically, I guess what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to get them to understand, at least, you know, and not just to the people I name, but I use them as an example to give you the era I'm talking about. You know, I don't want them guys' work to go because they don't get the, you know, disrespect to Malcolm and shit, but they don't get the stamps and shit and the Martin Luther King days and you know, the stuff the big guys get or whatever, or the mainstream guys we think of and whatnot. And I know niggas say, oh, Martin so like, Martin Luther King, but he really didn't. That's what I be telling niggas. You have to be like, you know, you kind of have to, well, let's put it like this. He didn't, he pretty much found out what was going on because they was, you know, using him or whatever. So it wasn't necessarily like he was an agent like that, because when it all said and done, they say he went to Elijah Muhammad, so he had enough sense to at least connect with that man. You know, they said Elijah Muhammad told him, man, if you this is what I heard through the conscious vine, but Elijah Muhammad had told him, man, if you don't stay here with me, they're gonna kill you. And he was like, he already know, man, but he knew he had to do what he had to do. For whatever reason, he didn't stay and went. But it's like at the end, he finally realized what they was really doing, and that's so But I do think it came to a point. I do remember somebody saying that they was trying to blackmail them or something, so they had something on them. But that's their game, though. That's why you have to watch that shit. Like, but some people are fucked. Like, you got motherfuckers that's fucked up, and that's just fucked up and really with the shits. And you got motherfuckers that get caught in a position, thinking they doing something right, or just like with the entertainment shit, you can get in that shit and think you just trying to make it in your career, and then find yourself around some shit where you trapped or whatever, fucking with them people or the wrong people. Like I say, everybody don't, everybody don't have the. I'm quite sure within that entertainment industry, everybody has seen some or has some gripes with it, but I don't think it is as extreme as we would. Everybody had to go through the wild shit. Some people just, hey, I ain't doing that and deal with whatever. And some people just be really with the shit. I think y'all pretty much know what I'm saying, but so whatever his vice was or whatever it was, I think they had pictures of him cheating on his wife or something like that, or some old crazy shit. And even that shit ain't. You gotta take that shit with a grain of salt, because they could have framed him up to look like that. And that's one of the things too. So, but yeah, interesting to note. I say this shit too, since we here with Martin. Some wild look on Martin Luther King Day. Like, I don't know what I still don't understand. I'm trying to. Well, I'm gonna tell the story. Maybe if I tell it, I'll understand what the fuck what he was trying to say. But or what the fuck I don't know. I'm gonna just say this. On Martin Luther King, they were probably like 20, 21 or something like that. Fucking with Walmart, going to Walmart, and I see Gucci Man booking up. So I pick Gucci book up, and the first page I turned to, bro, was a page in there talking about Martin Luther King. I can't remember. I think he was describing something, and somebody had a Martin Luther King shirt on, or it was something in the book. But the first page I turned to was Martin Luther King on Martin Luther King Day. So shout out to Martin Luther King. I don't know what that shit mean. Cause I had just really broke down, but that was wild. But anyway, man, shout out to Gucci too, man. I had to say that shot. I was like, what the fuck? But I let y'all think. I was like, damn, what the fuck is that? And shit, probably saying it. Well, anyway, shout out to Martin Luther King though, man. Anyway, but let me get back to Screw Zulu, man. But let me give a roll call real quick, man. And shout out to DJ Gold and DJ Chill too, man. Screw partners. You see, I did the other one, the first part of this one. You see, it started raining and shit. I told y'all Screw the Water, man. Aquaman. Started raining and shit. Then it got cold. And I was talking to y'all niggas about Thor and all that shit. And I got caught up in that whole ass rain shit. Yeah, man. Well, in Houston it rained. But the same shit happened with Prince too. I'm gonna tell that story too. But that's how I know some spiritual shit. DJ Gold and DJ Chill, man. I gotta, cause I forgot. about them boys for a minute, man. And shout out to Bobby Fats too, man, which takes us back to Watts too. Uh, but peace to Bobby Fats, man, because you made the transition. But Bobby Fats, if I'm mistaken, Bobby Fats was doing the damage control show, man. That shit used to get nigga through in that jailhouse, man. Watts too. That's what I was saying about. I was trying to take back the Watts. It was like they gonna knock the Watts because even to this day, I guess I listen to the radio. So on Sunday, I listen to Watts. You know what I'm saying? He be having put a nigga on a lot of shit that's underground. A nigga don't be knowing about it, whatever. You know, a lot of local shit. So so I do listen to it. I ain't gonna front like that as far as I'm trying to say I ain't anti-Watch like that, but I don't like outside of that Sunday, I don't really listen to, you know what I'm saying. But like I said, and it's just if I'm riding his own, I listen to that boy, whatever. But that's why I say I don't knock the shit because it's still, even though I might just be on the screw, but you can look at Screw as a microcosm of hip hop, a microcosm of hip hop itself. So it's like, yeah, he started it. So when everybody else started doing it, and I think he realized that. That's why eventually the thing became like, man, just don't use my name on your shit. You know what I'm saying? That was, like, of course, when everybody else started doing it, he probably like, oh man, these niggas trying to do what I'm doing. Woo, woo. But that's damn the, you damn near can expect that though. So it's like hip hop. It started in New York. Then everywhere else started doing it, putting their own little spin on it or whatever. And that's what I was saying, like, that's why I broke it down as opposed to just coming out here and saying, man, I don't listen to them with Screw. Like, no, I'm gonna show you why. When you listen to the nigga that just started it and he doing it the way he do it, you can't come with some shit that's, at least not for me. And like I said, everybody different. Some people might just like, they might got exposed to listening to Screw, and it might just they might just like the slow down part of it and don't really care about the mixing. That's the beauty of this shit too. You want to really look at it. Them people might not, or they might not care about the actual scratching and mixing or whatever. They might just like the fact that it's slow. And you got niggas like me that's like, slow is cool, but I'm really aware of what he was doing was more than a lot of people, like I said, I seen the spread of that shit. I remember when niggas when in middle school when like I was like one of the only niggas who listened to Screw because I was a street nigga and really a couple more cats. You ain't really had that many street dudes. When I was in middle school, it really wasn't that many street. You got regular niggas and shit. Like, niggas is niggas. So you ain't sort of got to be street to be a cool nigga and shit like that. But it was just I was a distinguished guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you saw me, you know, like yeah, that little nigga like he go home and do street things or some shit. So but I remember when it went from niggas at school not really talking about or knowing about school to this thing, niggas in the bathroom be on the table, man, I'm gonna come through and woo, 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 you know what I'm saying? So I seen this shit transition from just being from, cause, just started out in the southeast, woo, woo, and it spread it. And so I got to see that shit, like, people listen to like now or whatever. I'm trying to figure out why I was going to go with that, but anyway, like now, people may like the whole what he brought to the table for different reasons, whether it be the slow part or like I said with me, I like both, but You know, he do shit like when a nigga. That's why I'm telling you that shit is like an institution. Cause he do shit like when a nigga on a song say something you can learn from some game. He'll bring that shit back about 4 or 5 times. Like message, message, message. He'll bring that bitch back on the nigga ass. So but I'll say that much about Watts, man. Cause he you know, them Sunday nights when you locked up, that should give you that should get a nigga through, you know, hearing like shit you wouldn't never usually hear on the radio and all that shit. So I guess everybody play their part, man, in some form or fashion. I just have to say that, man. I don't want niggas thinking I'm trying to knock or whatever. But I'm just here to tell you how I operate. You know, them niggas had some spitters over there too. Don't get it fucked up. And even with them, like when Houston, when they put the light on Houston, even with them like being at the forefront of it with Swisher House or whatever. You know, that was kind of cool too. I'm not gonna say kind of cool. That was cool because you got like, even though Screw in the South Side or whatever laid the foundation. And on a more mainstream level, the Swisher House kind of took off with it. When they took off, it still brings people back to the culture to come put an eye on it. But that's why I explained what I explained in the last video. It's like, if things are more clear about what's going on, somebody can, if somebody get interested in listening to it or whatever, they can at least go back to the originator of the shit and hear it be done in the way it was originally done. So, they can enjoy it from that perspective or whatever. But shit, things happen in different ways. You got some people that might got introduced to it through somebody that was not, introduced to listening to slow music through listening to somebody that wasn't slowing shit down. And they might not be like me. They might listen to just slow music in general, not really care who the DJ is, and end up finally getting to Screw, because that's why Screw was saying what he was saying, because it's like, say you start listening to Screw, but you think Screw is just anything slowed down, so you start listening to a tape made by somebody that's not Screw, and you might get hooked on or connected to that through that. But if you're not from here, to shit, even motherfuckers from here, like I said, we had to explain to niggas here what was going on. They still was acting like they didn't get it, but so you only can imagine how somebody from the outside, when you hear Screw, they just think it's anything slowed down. It's like, nah, this guy's him. You got other guys who came after him and started doing it or whatever. And so you're gonna first and foremost, you like I say, with something like that would slow down music to even it'd be better if you even to listen to the dude doing it first, because like I say, it's already slow, so people are already gonna be like, slow music, you know what I'm saying? It's like a audio version of slow motion in theater, you dig? But like I said, you got some people like from outside, they think, so let's just say you move from somewhere else to come down here. You might listen to Screw, or you might listen to slow down tapes, but not necessarily knowing it's knowing how to differentiate between DJ Screw and other DJs or whatever. But then you might listen to other dudes not knowing, or he's having an understanding of what's going on and say, hey, let me go listen to a DJ Screw tape. But you might listen to other tapes and then eventually bump into a DJ Screw tape. But by you already being just what's the word I'm looking for? The word I was looking for. I'm gonna say preconditioned to listening to music slow down, and then eventually get to Screw. I'm like, oh, this shit here, that might end up being your favorite version of the slow down thing or whatever. But it may have took all the other guys here to get you to Screw. So he still gets a part of that too in certain circumstances. I'm just giving an example how it can be a positive thing too. Cause I know how you people automatically look at it as negative, like, oh man, you trying to do a nigga doing it. But just to show you how the positive work, but the negative aspect is if it's a lot of niggas doing it but not getting the concept behind the shit, then you can fuck the whole genre up. Cause like with me, I'm from here, but like I say, I listen to it. It ain't just the fact that Screw's the first one to do it. It's just the way he do this shit, man. And like I say, DJ Red live too. He got his own style though. That's you can. I can tell he kind of Well, this is what I'm trying to say is. He do it live. He live like Screw with it, but it's a little something a little different about it. You know what I'm saying? But it's still, I'm talking the good way though. But yeah, man. So I was talking about Golden Chill. Like I say, I started talking about the door shit. Then it got cold. I wasn't even thinking about. I forgot all about Golden Chill. But then you got the gold, and this, like I say, this is the mist. Now we finna go into what I'm finna tell y'all about. Now this, one thing I done figured out through this was Screw helped me build this place. I've been wondering, or I don't say wondering, but now I know, I'm showing you who the architect of this shit is. But of course, and this is the land before time, we talking about souls now here. And he was one of the ones that played a pivotal role in this shit. And I'm finna show you something. Which probably not already put together by now, but I'm gonna go ahead and break it down. Okay, so at this point, all the light is light. You got these right here, and you got these right here, and the earth is spinning. When this here retracts and go in here, and it starts to go up, when all the light gathers up here, creates the moon right here, and this freezes, and everything stops. What does that mean? That means during this process of the lights going up into here, the spinning was slowing down until it came up to right here, and then the earth froze, right? Chill. Yeah, chill. I had to go. I couldn't leave that shit out, man. Gold too, cause I'm looking at this shit, man. Shout out to them guys, man. See, we guards and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Marvel and them boys want to step that shit up, cause I keep talking, doing it. I'm showing you the guards. I'm showing you this shit in real life. Like, that's what I was saying in the last video about. We the niggas they say, them niggas ain't shit. They lazy and niggas, sorry niggas, and they get, all that shit, man. They talk all that shit about a nigga, man. And we major factors. We just walking around here not knowing it. But that's why I'm here. All this shit, look, I can tell you another story. Shout out to Johnny Hallmonitor from Elsie. That boy there, G. That boy there, man. That boy did some, I ain't gonna even tell the story, man, but well, he tried to, he couldn't, but he tried to, I got into a little trouble at the schoolhouse one day, man. Shout out to Elsie, man. Which is the color. I didn't do it on purpose, which is the colors of this our school colors is, yeah, I'm glad I said that. Our school colors is this color. But I had a moment with him, was dressed the same colors with Johnny. Yeah, I'm trying to say. I'll probably tell that one in March. Or May, around his birthday. But shout out to Johnny, man. He was. I think Johnny was Iranian. I think Johnny was Iranian. I think Johnny was Iranian, man. I can't remember. I've never really, but I think he was like which is funny because it was Johnny and then it was Robbie. I think Robbie passed on. Robbie was a white boy. It was cool too. Like, it was cool. Which is funny because we here with Screw Zoo, Robert Earl Davis. But I had a moment not too long ago, and I think Johnny came through, and yeah, I think I'm gonna hold that one. But I'll say this much: the Air Force Ones I was telling y'all about on Instagram, yeah, that was this color, bad motherfucker. But yeah, I didn't do that. So he got on the baby blue. I just saw it. I like this one. I'm gonna take this one. Just like with Moyo. You see this? I had this right here. Before I went and got this picture right here. But I didn't realize it until I got home. I said, you know what? I'm gonna wear that motherfucker. When I do the Screw Zoo, at least a couple of them. Shout out to Moyo, man. That boy there came through with, man, this shit is real. That's all I'm gonna say, man. This shit is so real. Like, I was in this motherfucker the other night, man. And I was just thinking about all the shit nigga have been through. You know, nigga have been through some sabotage. I ain't gonna, not in this session. I might, there's some shit I want to say. But and I was just thinking about all that shit, man. And I picked this book up, bro. I'm fine. I lost the page. I fucked around and knocked it. Anyway. I picked this shit here. This nigga here. They say he was black. I believe that shit. I think the nigga came through. I'm gonna have to really. I think I'm gonna get more in. I think I'm gonna get more into meditation. I think next year I'm gonna try to. That's gonna be my next. One of my goals, man, to get more into meditation. I never. You see me doing all this shit and telling all this shit and dropping all this knowledge, doing all this spiritual shit. And believe me, I am not a meditator. I meditate, but not like you think, like that. I probably need to get more into it. I know I need to slow my mind down because I be having a lot. My shit be running, man. I be having a lot, like just trying to do what I need to do just to, make a living. Then I got to deal, I deal with the information. Then I got to God's with me, God is with me all the time. Woo woo. So it's like it be a lot, man. It made that look like a nigga ain't doing nothing, but it be a lot going on. Cause this is a duty. But I thought I'm about to, cause Elvis came through. I still be like, hold up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like, you, cause I ain't fuck with Elvis. I'm gonna be honest with you. So it's like something came through. Something came through. I was like, that Elvis? Like, nah, I ain't no fucking Elvis. And it's like, nah, yeah, nigga. Woo. whoop, whoop, and shit start happening. I said, hold up, this nigga really is coming through. And I was like, man, you know a nigga. It's like, bro, you know you was down here on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's life. See, you thinking you hiding shit down here. But see, cause Bobby said this shit before too. Bobby said nigga was black too. Now when Bobby said, I was like, not that I ain't believe him, but I was like, I just, it didn't really register. I put it like this, I didn't give a fuck because he not really totally draw with me, but at least in a human form. Now, you know, them niggas pass on and shit. I don't necessarily, I ain't gonna say that yet, but I'm gonna say some shit. You know, I kind of, once a nigga, now when you fuck up on you do some bullshit, then that's the thing about it. When you do shit, just because you pass on don't necessarily mean, or it can't be spoke on, or you like, because like I say, I guess when I'm trying to say some of the words, when people make a transition, I try not to, when they get to the other side of it or whatever, I try not to, you know, because everybody make mistakes on the planet, man. You going, this shit come with the territory. But it's still kind of, it go hand in hand, because it's like, I'd put it like this: if you was a fucked up nigga down here, like real fucked up, if your ass don't reincarnate when you come back or when you leave, you might think, oh, well, I did all that shit and you on the other side. But it's harder for you to get with me because the shit you did here, I was looking at you like, this nigga's a bullshit motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, or a bullshit nigga or whatever. So when the motherfucker try to get at me from the other side and you was on some bullshit, it's like, it's harder to, these niggas got a better chance, like, you know, and they ain't perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. It ain't nobody walking out this bitch spiffy. But that's karma, I guess I should say, or whatever. Because he said the nigga can't do nothing for him but shine his shoes. So you know, I'm like, bro. But the nigga, I might tell that story. But he came through though. It was like I say, the mind can be tricky sometimes. So I'm like, man. But no, the shit, like I said, that's why when I do these channels and shit, I can sit and tell you what me and Mike was talking about this. And I give you a little of that, but this is my mind. So it's like, that's why I more so show you niggas shit. Like, okay, this happened and this happened. Yeah, that's why I put shit in front of you. So you just won't be sitting there like, well, he just saying Mike said this. And how we know who he's talking to. And now, I'll tell you a motherfucker, I get some shit like the Elvis shit. That shit kind of, I'm like, man, because I'm like, it's Elvis. I remember Bobby said he was a mongoloid or something like that, a Melungian. And that was like some shit like a mix up, kind of like the mulatto thing. You know, mulatto means mixed or whatever. Then you got them called the Melungians, which Mu really means mother, but we keep it in common, the common, we'll keep it, you know, within the, what people commonly identify with, but, yeah, man, what the fuck I was saying? I hate when that shit happen, man. But anyway, man, but anyway, yeah, man. And it goes to the thing I said about being, not being so rigid. Because I gotta, look, because I'm sitting like, man, is this really this nigga? And they're like, nah, that's him. And the nigga said, okay, I'm gonna show you something. Yeah, that's why I'm breaking this shit up now. So that's what I'm saying. I gotta slow down, man. I gotta now and I gotta. It's kind of funny because I gotta get some. I gotta. So if I'm saying I'm finna slow down, right? But I'm finna do more videos. So you might. So it ain't like I'm saying that, but I'm saying I gotta start. I gotta probably start doing them because I don't. The longest I done probably ever meditate about 3 minutes or some old shit. But at the same time, you see everything I'm bringing you, so I think we got a little bit. Not saying deep meditation is something wrong with it, or however you do your thing. You sit there for an hour and move, cause shit do come, because that is a technique. Don't get me wrong, I ain't shitting on it, but I think the concept we got, like when you think about the monks in Tibet, like in the mountains and shit, which that shit is valid. Don't get me wrong. You'll think a nigga just being this bitch. It's like, but nah, that shit ain't coming like that. It's coming through. When it comes like that too, I guess what I'm trying to say is I need to start doing that. Getting meditating more and seeing what comes out of that. But meditation is not what you think. It ain't just that. I can meditate right now, but you wouldn't sound meditate. Meditate is just kind of thinking. On one hand, we say clean your mind and calming the mind down. That's the ultimate. We'll say one of the best things to just use for whatever. Like I said, when you quiet your mind down, like I said, you meditating. I'll give you an example. Cause I'm kind of I'm advanced, right? So that's why I say you have to learn to know yourself too. Because I'm saying this, but I don't meditate that much, but you might need to. So you might be like, well, I don't go to meditate. Like, now, I might have been able to pull all this out without, and this, I'm speaking to people that's, kind of new to it or whatever. But you might meditate one time, when you silence your mind, then you might get a message or something. Somebody, because it's easier for them to get to you, whatever. Or it's easy for you to hear the other side, so to speak, when the mind is silent or whatever. But I get shit just as well when my shit running or whatever. But that's because I'm always thinking about high ideals. But I had when back in the game, like back when I was in high school and shit, I came up with a hook, but I took the nigga, I took Elvis shit. He had the song "I'm All Shook Up," but I changed the "all screwed up." I'm all screwed up. Mm-hmm, you know what I'm saying? And I don't take my shit. I'm taking his shit, but my idea. But anyway, so yeah, I did that. That was like 2000 or some shit like that. So when this shit was happening recently with the Elvis shit coming through, they were like, yeah, you remember when you made that song for Screw? Like, and let me might say this too. This is not no, I'm hearing voices in my head. And just stop that shit. Motherfuckers take shot. It's that, but it's not that. It's not. I know what the fuck's going on. See, you have people who get spiritual channels. That's what I'm saying. Is you have to. That's why it's good to know your business, man, as a person. But we've been so removed from. I'll just say, society as it stands is not. Has been. Society and societal norms are of today, or what we are transitioning out of, or whatever. Like I said, we're going through a renovation. Has not been beneficial to the psychology of people. So we don't know even with the spirit because spirituality is psychology. Psych means soul. So, that's why when a lot of shit happen, like I said, people talking about schizophrenia, and then get diagnosed with it, and then be like, "Well, I'm schizophrenic. I'm schizophrenic." Schizophrenia stems from the fact that you are not just you or your ancestors and shit. So some people start. I don't know what goes on in here. I know my shit is different. It ain't like I'm just, oh man, no. I am in tune with the whole. I'm one with this shit. So it comes through. Shit comes through thoughts, ideas, woo woo, and then sometimes I say something in my mind. This shit just comes. It's like I can't even explain it, bro. It's hard to explain, but you can't tune in. But don't confuse me with a motherfucker around here. Don't confuse me with somebody that's running around here saying I'm hearing voices. If you understand what I'm saying, clearly I'm saying I'm of sound mind. I'm sitting there talking to you. So for people that still don't understand it, it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Now, people who are schizophrenic are, I don't want to. The process is the same thing as what I'm doing. It's just mine is filtered. Cause like I said, I seen that shit in jail. It was a nigga in jail. I think they brought him from. I think he was on closed custody at first. They brought him to population, and man, this nigga was batshit crazy, bro. So he in the middle of the night and he had his door in the cell just screaming out different shit, just random shit. Oh, see who is? And yeah, such, woo. Just random wild shit, bro. But just random and chaos and just just saying wild shit. But I'm listening to this nigga, and it was like that's one of the reasons why I understand what the fuck going on. This is right when I was just finding out we was gods and all that shit. But I'm listening to this nigga and I'm like, it was schizophrenia. But it was like, when I'm studying, since average nigga would be like, oh, that was crazy ass nigga. Which nigga did sound crazy, was crazy. But I'm not judging him. I look past it, I'm listening to what the fuck going on with his mind. I'm like, and it was like a TV. You like turn your channel on the TV. That's what he was doing. He ran just yelling out random shit. It was like channels. But he's the hearing voices guy. That doesn't think he's give you the difference. So he was getting channels. And I guess I don't have to break it down biologically, but I guess something was wrong with his something was wrong. Because even me, like I said, when I slowly started tapping in and getting channels, there was a process of filtering. And then one day, when my sister passed, and she came through, that was like the whoop, kind of like, kind of whoop, you know what I'm saying? When I really started getting them, but as far as like on a being able to hear them, but before that though, I was getting just through the surrounding or whatever, signs and symbols and shit like that that'll come through. But he was just yelling out random shit that had nothing to do with nothing. What the hell is this and that? And yeah. See, I like Ice T. It was just like a lot of shit just bouncing. See, I'm not the fuck going on. And it was like somebody was changing the channel because each time he'll go to talking about some shit, it'd be about some shit that didn't have nothing to do with this, that, this. And I was like, that is a thing. But even that is what he was doing or the source of what he was doing, I guess I could say, isn't part of our psychology. It was just something was, I don't know, I guess you said it's an extreme. So maybe like what I'm doing, it's a balance, because I know I got a balance. So with him, is some type of, I say that's the best way I can put it, that he don't have no filter, he didn't have a filter, so he was getting channels. He don't know what the fuck going on. They probably just telling me crazy or whatever. But he getting this shit, he just, So I'm like, so I'm trying to give you a difference, so you won't be sitting around here thinking I'm, cause yeah, we don't get in there. But anyway, yeah, man. So yeah, the nigga, so I was like, man, you did that. I said, oh, and then the other shit that happened was like, cause he showed me some shit with Kelly Kapowski. He was like, it was. I'm saying he showed me some shit with Kelly Kapowski. Yeah, and then you look at them, they kind of look alike. So, yeah, man. But even with that, I had to say, hold up. I had a slight, now, because I'm using like a biased guy, but we all have our biases, so I had a bias with him, especially based, first and foremost, y'all know, okay, is he really black? Was he black? And then it's stuff, okay, you said this, bro. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? But that, when you run around here and I know who you are, that, like I say, that's the type of jokes the world play or happens, or whatever, however you want to put it. Cause he a nigga, and the whole while you run around here talking and thinking you white. So it's like, you know, who else that was they said was white or thought was white, and then I want to say that too, cause I'm gonna get out of the habit of that. Got on laughing. I said the white boy gonna make sure you work hard if you in the entertainment business or whatever. I'm gonna just start saying the crackers. When I say crackers, and even that you might consider that just straight white folk. No, when I say cracker, I'm like I said, I'm keep beating it in your head. So, but you're gonna start saying crackers. I don't want, I don't want to say white, and it just triggers all the. Oh, he said, and then all white people ain't fucked up like that. So I'm gonna just start saying cracker, old pretzel. So that's really what I've been trying to do. So that's why I had to say that, because I didn't laugh when I said the white. But no, but I was saying, yeah, they gonna. Of course you're gonna work hard. You have to work hard. And even that, it's deeper than that. Cause I was talking about the whole sacrifice thing or whatever. That's the I was talking about sacrificing the time or whatever, like, or an exchange, cause we just put it like that. It's even that word then kind of got a little tainted, but so yeah, man. But yeah, back to Screw Zoo, man. Like I was saying, the world spinning. I already broke down the turntables and all that. So in the creation process, you got the world spinning when it's finally formed, or not fully formed, but because the ice hadn't froze yet or whatever. But the bottom was, because the spinning, the freezing stopped. So all this was formulated or whatever. But in the process of all this going up with the earth spinning, the earth was slowing down as gradually as it went up. Screw Zoo. This is how this is why I say I know this nigga it's not only that, man, it's a whole lot let me get, cause it's a lot of shit, man. So let me slow it down for a minute. Hold on.